Hello everyone, my name is Joshua. This is the 142nd video on my video journal series. Today's day is Tuesday, the 30th of June, 2026. How's everyone been? I've been pretty good, thank you. And I know I've made videos about years before, like 2013 and 2014, but this video is going to be about 2009. That's right, party like it's 2009. I doubt I'm the first person to say that, but here we go. So, '09. What do I think of '09? Well, two things come into mind. Obama, because, he was inaugurated in that year, and the global financial crisis. Well, technically, that was '08. Some people say '07, but, you had the fallout of the GFC in pretty much full swing, and the whole Occupy Wall Street movement, those anti-capitalist protests. Um, but I guess focusing, just on the inauguration of Barack Obama, I think largest crowd in attendance for an inauguration like U.S. history. Wasn't it like 1 million people there? Like an insane amount of people. Because obviously, first African American president. He won the election in '08, got inaugurated in '09, and it was a monumental moment in history. A great moment of change. And then, as soon as he stepped into office, he had to deal with the global financial crisis. That was pretty much happening during the '08 campaign, but Obama pretty much prevented things from going into a full depression. Still a major recession, but not quite a depression. I guess, it depends who you ask, because that's what I've heard online. He stopped it from becoming a major, big depression rather than, you know, like he stopped it from becoming a Great Depression, is what I'm trying to say. But I guess like the U.S. economy didn't really heal until like well into his second term, like 2014, 2015, when things started to get better. It really depends who you ask. I'm no economist, but everyone was riding on change essentially. That was the um, big word of the year. I don't know what the official word of the year was for 2009, but I bet you it was either bailouts or change. All right, because those were two very big things in '09. And I keep on talking about the bailing out of banks, right? Um, you know, just on a very wide scale, something which we haven't really seen, or maybe during COVID, but not really with banks. It was more like just every business during COVID, but yet that was more of like a necessity, right? Because obviously you have like a virus trapping people inside. People can't go to businesses, and obviously you gotta like support both. Meanwhile, I think with the GFC, it was like, well, why are we handing out money to the banks that caused this crisis? Because they were handing out subprime mortgages. Everyone knows about subprime mortgages. I say that, but like, whenever you think of subprime mortgages, you just think of global financial crisis. All right, just watch the Big Short. Um, is that it? But the Big Short, yes. I did not want to say Wolf of Wall Street because I somehow got that movie in my mind. I just wanted to make sure I'm getting the right movie. Big Short. Anyway, yeah, they were handing out loans to people who couldn't pay them back, and that's how the whole GFC thingamajig started. But anyway, I guess the book, closing the book about the GFC and closing the book about Obama. I can, leave those to the side. What else about '09? I think the movie Wall-E came out in 2009. You know that movie with the two robots, the one that collects waste, and the other one, the white one, the lady futuristic robot thingamajig. Eva, yes, that's the name. Wally and Eva. Basically, a robot is tasked with cleaning up Earth after humans utterly trashed it, and the humans, they live in space, and Wally actually finds a plant on Earth, and well, basically, it's a sign of human life. Oh wait, does he finds a plant on Earth? Yes, because when he goes up into the spaceship, that AI. Um, this movie is really becoming relevant. Like, first of all, the environment factor, but then you got the AI. Like, what was the official name for like the antagonist of that film? It's like the AI. Forgot. I'm sorry, Disney fans. I forgot. What's the name of the antagonist in Wally? Well, technically, it is the ship. Otto. Yes, Otto. Otto or Otto. I don't know. Really, it's like, well, he's pretty much shown as a captain's, what do you call it? Captain's steering wheel. I know I'm going to get that term wrong, but captain's steering wheel, right? But really, he's the whole ship because he controls the whole ship. He's like an automated AI robot. Um, and I said this movie was contemporary in the fact that, well, it deals with issues with the environment and with AI because the robot is deliberately trying to sabotage uh, the human pilot, and the robot basically wants everyone to stay on the ship because he is the ship, sort of. I know I did a terrible job explaining that, but thinking about that movie again, it really just got me thinking about this is actually a lot more deeper than I thought. Um, and I've been watching that movie since I was a child. I think that came out in '08 or '09, but I'm gonna count it in '09 because why not? What other movies came out in '09? Man, I am sorry, I do not know. I can most probably name movies that came out in the late 2000s. I know Bolt comes to mind, but I don't think Bolt was '09. Uh, B movie wasn't '09. B movie was '06, I believe. Um, Yeah. So, oh wait, I think yeah, Wally might have been 2008, but who cares? I already just gave my whole spiel about Wally. Um, Point is, yeah, there were a lot of TV shows and movies that came out in '09 that don't really that haven't like they haven't um obviously I know about such movies and television shows, but they're not popping into my mind right now. So I'm just gonna leave that to the side. But I guess I can just comment on how like media was like still very, I guess, gritty and edgy. If you ever look at I guess a movie or television show from the 2000s, you'll know it just looks different. Just the art style, the framing, the overall color palette that they use. It's very much darker, which I guess is um, you know, just the sort of style, excuse me, of the 2000s, where it's like was in great contrast to the 90s where everything was just like greatly like very very saturated, and the 2000s were very desaturated, if you know what I mean. That's actually a very good comparison. Things were very like um, just pale in color, sort of. But then 2010s, you sort of got like that, I guess, like middle ground, and now it seems everything in the 2020s is like saturated, right? Saturated memes. You know, am I the only one to think that like 2020 is just like saturated? In terms of like whenever you watch like a movie, they just use like more bright colors, which I guess is like advancements in technology and all that. But I just try and watch a movie from the 2020s up against a movie from like a late 2000s, and you'll know what I mean, right? You'll know what I mean. You could see it. Like, just watch any live action flick, um, because I guess it's made to resemble the mood of the time. So late 2000s, everyone would have still been, I don't know, not very happy. And now, I guess in the 2020s, we are living through somewhat bleak times, uncertain times. Well, our movies seem a little bit more, I guess, upbeat, if you know what I mean. Maybe because that's what um, Hollywood thinks people want to watch. Like very jolly movies where everyone's happy, but we want like some sad movies here and there, like Wally. I know I'm going to bring that up again, but Wally is a quite sad movie when you think about it. The ending of it is very like heartwarming, but um, just sad that I guess our reality is creeping slowly and slowly more towards the world of Wally, where trash our Earth and we all have to go up into space. But anyway, um, man, hopefully that's the last time I'll talk about Wally in this video. But yeah, I guess. Oh yeah, another thing that pops into my head. I know this is going to be a random one, but the second Raito Kuzunoa game released in 2009, at least in North America, and I actually got that on the PS2. And yeah, it's the second game of the Raito Kuzunoa Devil Summoner series. If that name sounds familiar, then it should, because the first game in the series, Raito Kuzunoa, um, Mystery of the Soulless Army, um, which was originally released as a PS2 game, that actually got a remaster on the Nintendo Switch and other platforms last year. So if you heard of that remaster, Raito remaster, well, it's basically a sequel to that first game. And Raito 2, the full title is Raito Kuzunoa versus King Abaddon. Abaddon? I don't know. I make it sound like Aladdin, but it really isn't. That game, it is pretty good. I haven't beat it yet, but like, that came out in 2009, and you still got a bunch of PS2 games which released all the way up until the late 2000s. Persona 4 released in 2008, but I'm going to talk about it anyway because it's sort of close. Yeah, that came out in the year 2008, and it was quite late into the PS2's life, but it was a very solid game. In 2009, you had PS3, Xbox 360, Nintendo Wii, nearly Wii U. No, sorry, no, so I sound so dumb. I meant 3DS. 3DS came out in 2010, so 1 year before the 3DS. The Wii U came out in, I think, 2011 or 2012. Sorry about that. I am a Nintendo enthusiast. I should know that. But anyway, um, yeah, so, um, yeah, you still had the Nintendo Wii, which was 3 years into its lifespan. Um, what else? Yeah, there's. I don't know why I'm feeling so tired today, but I gotta get this video out on time. Um, yeah, so you had those consoles, by Nintendo, Sony, Microsoft, and you got major games such as like I think I don't think Uncharted was out in 2009, was it? No, I know Gears of War was. Gears of War, whatever. Call of Duty, yes, Call of Duty. I forgot a specific entry, maybe the first Black Ops game. I know Modern Warfare 2 wasn't 2009, but you still had I guess the Call of Duty franchise. Oh, and Guitar Hero, yes, Guitar Hero. Now I'm just listing stuff that's like 2000s, but there would have been a Guitar Hero game like 2009, surely. You know, Guitar Hero. What's like those just like those music games, right? Those rock games where they give you like an accessory. You can play like a guitar uh, to a song on your like Nintendo Wii. Those were all the rage in the late 2000s, and they're worth a lot of money now. Those controllers. Can I not yawn again, please? Can I not yawn? It's like I'm gonna go to bed on camera here, and I know I'm just keep on talking away from the subject, but I wish I could just stop yawning. But anyway, I'm gonna make this quick. Gonna make this quick because I do not want to put you to sleep. What else? Like all those garage band games with all the rage. I think of fast food promotions, right? Obviously global financial crisis. All right, we're gonna put out discounted meals. If you look at any KFC promo from 2009, you're like, oh wow, $10 for like a full on feast. Or like a fill up. Certainly beats what we have today. I know KFC right now actually have a $9 fill up option promo deal. I haven't looked too much into it, but it gives you like quite a few things. But I doubt it gives you like as much things as you could in the year 2009. And yeah, I was 3 years old. I what did I? I can't even remember the year 2009. The earliest year I can remember is most probably 2011. Um, 2011's as far as I can go. Maybe 2010, but 2011 I have like clear memories. Um, and yeah, those are pretty much the major points I wanted to talk about. I know this video might seem short, but yeah, I gotta get it out on time. Um, Overall, yeah, it's year 2009. I guess final year of the 2000s. I guess like obviously a lot happened in that year, but yeah. Can I? I'm so yet again. I just want to say I'm so sorry for yawning in this video, which is why I'm gonna like end it here. Um, yeah, pretty much. Final year of the 2000s. I consider it to be sort of like the pinnacle of the late 2000s, right? If I'm thinking of between 2006 to 2009, like what's the pinnacle of the late 2000s? I'm most probably gonna think of I think I said this before on the channel. I'm gonna think of 2009, maybe 07, maybe 07. But 2009, you know, certainly a lot happened. Change, you know, the Obama presidency, Wally. You had great, I guess, movements about the environment. Social media was still like rapidly growing. Even the sites like YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. They were niche sites just a few years ago, but then they just started to like grow and grow. Um, but 2009, you gotta think this was like when social media was pretty much like three big sites, or maybe four big sites. You had like MySpace, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. No, Instagram. I'm really making this interesting all the time. No Instagram, no Snapchat. Those I don't think came into existence until a few years later. So yeah, like 2009, it was very different space internet wise. Certainly MySpace was something I wanted to talk about, but I guess I got to end it here, sort of thing. Um, yeah, so you had all those apps, and really, yeah, I kind of like the more, I guess, like just like with the like media from that era. I just like how it's more sort of realistic and more, I guess, darker or mature in nature. It very much reminds me of like the video games released during that period. Um, you know, or like songs or television shows. I still like to watch back on um, many series that aired around that time. Um, and well, actually, Breaking Bad. Yes, that was late 2000s. I think that series ended in around 2012. But yeah, it when did Breaking Bad actually begin? What year? Oh, it would have been like oh, would have been airing in '09 for sure. That's for certain. Yeah, Breaking Bad. would have been airing in '09 if I can remember properly. And yeah, you have like a. Oh wait, the Sopranos. Yes, the Sopranos finale was in '07 or '09. Oh man, I am gonna sound very dumb if I get this wrong. I'll look it up later once I've uh, hit the end record button. But I bet. Man, can I? Because I really want to get this right. If I think of the Sopranos ending, what year did the Sopranos end? The Sopranos began in the year 1999. Did it end in '09 or '07? Ah, this is really, really hard. Well, all right. So let's assume that The Sopranos. I forgot what year it ended, but it ended. At least in '09, people were talking about it. All right, because it was a very popular TV show, and when people saw the ending for the first time, they're like, "Wait, what? That's it?" People would have still been talking about the ending in '09. If the show ended in '09 or '07, I forgot. I know, like I'm really horrible. I remember what year it began, but I didn't even know it was a '90s show. That's weird to think about it. um, 2000. Listen, I'm most probably missing out on a lot of things about the year '09, and really, I could go on, but yet again, I gotta put this video out. I'm sorry. But yeah, I want to hear your, I guess, opinions on the year 2009 when it comes to, I guess, pop culture or, just things that pop into your head. Those were the things that just popped into my head. I know they seem a little bit obscure and random. Most probably missing out on, yet again, big pointers. But, yeah, it's just my, I guess, sort of perspective. And I'm going to sound really, I guess, stupid if Wally didn't come out in '09. I think it came out in '08. The Sopranos ending, all these things that I talked about. But yet again, it's all about those, I guess, semiotics, about the like those sort of semiotics or connotations that you have with the late 2000s. And for me, they just auto default to '09. Whenever I think the late 2000s, I just auto default to '09 or '07. So that's why I always get like things mixed up. Um, but yeah, it was. I was too young to really remember it, but certainly an interesting year. It's certainly an interesting year for, I guess, change and I guess movies and culture, really. But anyway, that's all I have to say, and I guess I'll catch you all later before I fall asleep on camera. Bye, see you, take care. Catch you all tomorrow.